All right, so we're here with the all-new 2025 Ram 3500. So we've been waiting patiently for the new heavy duties to get here with this new high output Cummins and the all-new 8-speed transmission. So we're gonna take it for a drive today and just see what we think and kind of get some first impressions. We just pulled it around the building to be able to shoot this video. I have not driven it yet, but so when I drive it, it'll be true first impression. So super excited about that. We wanted to do this video with a limited. We had a handful of these trucks land last week, and the Laramies and the limited sold before I got back in town. So today we're checking out the Tradesman, and what I'm actually excited it's this truck for a couple of reasons. So MSRP is $73,570. It's a fairly loaded Tradesman, but it looks like a night package truck. So this year, this doesn't have a blackout package. It's not a night edition. It's just a Tradesman with a Tradesman level 1. They made this black dually wheel the standard content on the Tradesman. So the work truck looks like a night package. So regardless of color, this is the look you get unless you do the chrome appearance package, which would change the bumpers and things like that. But when I first walked out here, I was like, is that a Tradesman night? Which I didn't know they did that. Well, they don't, but this is how they're gonna come, just the base Tradesman. So high output Cummins. This has the max tow package, so it's got the 5th wheel gooseneck prep in the back. That also gets you the center, the third brake light with the cargo view camera. And Tradesman level 1 now has a 12-inch screen in the Tradesman. So last year that would have been the 8.4 upgrade. Now it's the 12-inch screen. Oh, and check this out. Tradesman level 1 also comes with steps. That's a $2,200 package that comes with steps, several other things, and the 12-inch screen. But then now standard for 2025, full speed collision warning with adaptive cruise control all the way down to the Tradesman. So that's standard on these trucks. So we're gonna hop in, take it for a drive, and see what we think. And again, this is the base model. It's awesome. Let's go see what we think. So Tradesman doesn't get the power telescoping mirrors. That's probably bighorning up. I'd have to double check packaging of when that actually, but it is, the lower part of the mirror is indeed power. So that's nice. They'd be manually telescopic though. I hadn't seen a 12-inch screen in a Tradesman. I didn't know they were doing this. Super cool though. Good old Oklahoma cannot make up their mind with weather. We had, it was what, 80, 85 last week, and then yesterday it was 42 with a wind. It was a wind chill of like 26. Like, welcome to Tulsa. The auxiliary switches is optional. That's a really cheap option. We opt for those fairly often if anybody needs to add lighting or anything like that around the truck.
And with the 14.4, would you get the auxiliary?
So in the 14.4, the screen comes up to about here, and then it encompasses this. So these things end up in the screen. They end up just being touch buttons in the screen. I haven't seen that in the HD yet with the switches. But from what I understand, they're in the screen. But in the half ton, there is no auxiliary switch option. This is a HD option. So I haven't seen that yet. The limited that we had would have had that. But I don't know if the auxiliary switches remain buttons and the screen stops here, or if it comes all the way down. So it'll be interesting to see that in person whenever we get one. So Kristen's husband, my brother-in-law, is a cutting horse trainer, and they go all over the country pulling. They have both an 8-horse and a 10-horse trailer, and he alternates. They run a couple of trucks, and he'll usually have a Chevy in his lineup and a Ram in his lineup. And I know he's super excited. He's in a Ram Laramie night right now, and then they've got a Chevy High Country. And when I told him these were about to land, he was excited to get his hands on an updated Laramie night just to see the difference. So he always insisted on icing, airbags, 410s, like that. That's the configuration of truck that he wanted. And so now he asked me, he's like, does it have an icing? And I was like, no, that's not a thing anymore. It's the high output Cummins with the new 8-speed, but you need to come and check this thing out. So his truck should be here in another week or so, and it'll be fun to get his first impressions as well, because he spent a lot of time in these trucks towing. Maybe get a towing impression, hook up to the trailer and actually, all right, get on my, whoa. That's awesome.
That got some go.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have a lot of diesel, but about 70 miles an hour up an on-ramp quickly. I'll go about a mile further and we'll go across the...
This is the...
So this is Tradesman, which is always a bench seat configuration. When you go to Bighorn, I think the Bighorn bench seat, I think you get a locking lower storage, at least that's the way it was in the past. On the Tradesman, this actually doesn't open, this is just a big cushion. But then Bighorn, we typically would order that with a full console with bucket seats, which is not a very expensive option. It's pretty inexpensive to do that on a Bighorn. Smooth as can be. I like it.
Can you tell any shifting differences or more smoothness between?
Yeah,
that's
why I'm gonna get off the highway and do kind of stop sign to stop sign, and then we'll get on and go the other direction. But it's just faster. It seems like there's not that, like, you know, heavy duty truck slower shift. When we got on the on ramp a second ago, it was just quick.
So in theory, we won't be taking off in first gear.
Correct.
I could tell there. Mm-hmm. Not as much down low torque.
Yeah, same thing there. It's easier to roll out. It hasn't shifted yet. So that second gear, there we go. That was third to fourth just now.
Wow.
Much better. You don't even feel it.
You don't feel it.
You can hear it. Wow. So stoplight to stoplight, definitely different experience. I'm gonna slow down on the on-ramp and get a little bit more. All right, so this is gonna be about 10 mile an hour roll. Wow. Wes is gonna like it.
It'll be interesting to feel the difference hitting that actual first gear to see how low it is.
Right. So, new for this year, since you said that, this actual selective shifter. So like the Duramax, I'm not sure about the Ford, but the Duramax has had it for a long time, where you can actually, theirs is on the column. You can actually go into a manual mode and selectively shift, and the Ram didn't have that previously, from the ones I've driven. So this new 8-speed transmission allowed them to do that through the entire range. So this gear selector here, when we get off the highway, I'll test it here in a second. But I think it works. Yeah, there we go. So to go into manual mode, now we're in 7th. And then to get back out of this, I think it just press and hold the up shift to get back out of it. But like, let's say you want to keep the truck. Think of a scenario. Okay, I'm going to use Wes. 5 or 6 years ago, you remember the day we got like 16 inches of snow overnight? Yeah. We got hammered. My brother-in-law was coming back from Fort Worth towing an 8-horse trailer. And when they got in their driveway, their barn is about, I don't know, a quarter mile off the road. So he had to get 8 horses in, 5-degree weather. He had just come back from Texas, had to get them to the barn, and he pulled into their gate, and nothing had been plowed. So he basically just had to hammer down and get all the way to the barn, because he didn't want to be stuck a quarter mile away having to unload horses. And he actually, the truck kind of became a snowplow. He actually bent his bumper. This was years ago, but he bent the front bumper of the truck just getting the truck and the trailer to the barn. So in that situation, he would have been a lot better off having this gear limiter and just hold the truck in first or second gear to be able to push through something like that. But that generation of truck couldn't do that. I'm gonna mess with it for a second. Okay, there's second gear. I'm gonna slow down and go to first. It won't give me, there we go. It wouldn't give me first gear until I was going 8. First gear. Okay,
Whoa.
so it wants second at like 14 mile an hour. It's really low. Cool. This is ram to ram. It's a huge improvement over last year. The 8-speed transmission is incredible. It's a lot smoother. The high output engine, I can't wait to drive it in a 3/4 ton. That's gonna be the biggest difference, is 3/4 ton to 3/4 ton. Because like last year, you could get a high output Cummins with the Ison transmission and a 1 ton. This truck's a lot smoother and a lot of other standard content that was not available last year. But truck to truck, they did a great job, and the price point didn't move that much. So like this truck's $73,570. They've already got some rebates on it. We have this truck priced well below $70,000. So check them out. If you've been kind of on the fence, from my first impression, I'm impressed. And we were just talking, maybe for the next video, we can grab a 2025 Duramax from the Chevy store, compare that transmission with this new transmission, maybe do some side-by-side drives. We'll use 3/4 tons for that, I think, because that's probably a better fit for most people's daily driver, and just do 2,500 to 2,500 and just, it'll be my first impression with the new Duramax. I actually haven't driven one with the 10-speed transmission. So, yeah, like and subscribe, and hopefully the next video we can do something like that and kind of compare Cummins with Duramax. So again, my name is Jared Glover. I'm the dealer at Jim Glover Dodge. If you have any questions about the 2025 Ram Heavy Duty, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.